Video is meant for our building technicians and how to manage Typing Agent. So what we're going to cover is creating teacher accounts, creating classes, and adding and deleting and actually unassigning students. Login, you can use the sites we visit from your school website, or you can go to camis.typingagent.com and you're going to sign in with Google. When you get here, it's going to start you off at the dashboard, but we're going to go over and look at classes. And there's a few things here you can do with classes. So you can see the classes that are already created for your school. You can click on the three dots to delete a class if you know that somebody's gone, or you can actually create a new class as well. Most of the time I'd really try to leave this portion for teachers so they can manage their own classrooms, and what you'll really need to focus on is the teacher accounts. So if you click on teachers, you're going to see all of the teachers in your building, and you'll see if they are teacher status or admin status. And if somebody's struggling, you can actually click this button and log in as them to see the same view that they do, which is really helpful. If you have any new staff, you can add new account. You would add them as a teacher so that they don't have access over other teachers' accounts. You're going to go ahead and you can create their first name, last name. Make sure the email address you're using is correct. And that's going to allow them to log in with Google instead of having a separate password just for Typing Agent. And make sure to email login information to them, and that way they can go ahead and log into their own account. You do have the option of viewing teachers in this grid option or the list view option. And there we go. So there's all of your classes, or I'm sorry, all of your teachers for your building. You can add them or delete them, log in as them to see something that they're seeing, or if there's any name changes, you can always click edit and do that as well. Now the other part we want to look at is student accounts. So now when we look at student accounts, if you go to school setup and reset students for a new year, there are some best practices here. So where would you like your student accounts to be placed? Something that we could do in June, July, even August would be to choose move all students to unassigned. So anybody that was in a class would be moved out of a class and listed as unassigned. So that is not something you want to do once the school year is up and running. But you might want to put a reminder on your calendar to do this at the end of June. Something else that you can do is remove all unused student accounts. So we do pay about $1 per license per student. So if we have a lot of unused accounts, we do want to delete those. That might be something to do around December or January when we know those accounts are not going to be reused in the classroom. You would go ahead, click to remove all unused student accounts, and then the other one would be resetting passwords, and that's really not something that we'll need to do with Typing Agent since we are using Google accounts. So if a student needs their password reset, we're resetting a Google account. We are not resetting Typing Agent accounts. So that's best practices for right now. We do have a 5.0 upgrade that will be coming out probably the summer of 2019, which will adjust some of these circumstances, but this is best practices for right now. Now, there is one more option for student accounts. Besides the students creating their own accounts or a teacher creating a single account, you can upload student information. And to do that, if you go to that Upload Students tab at the top, you can follow these directions, and it's going to give you an Excel file, and you can pull this information, have your secretary help pull this information from Skyward. And Skyward does have a student email address, but I will warn you that those are not 100% correct. Any students with spaces or hyphens, double names, for whether that's first or last, you will need to manually adjust those, but you could use this method for students to have their accounts created in mass, but we do need those email addresses there, again, so that it connects with their Google account, creating only one username and password for students. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks so much.